Dillon Danis is out, FaZe Temperrr is now in against KSI, and I've mixed thoughts on this. Dillon Danis pulled out of the Misfits 4 main event, so KSI needed an opponent quick and chose Temperrr. Temperrr was originally going to fight a mystery opponent that was going to rock up on the day, but now he's been promoted to main event status. Of course, this is a last minute replacement, but I just feel that there were better matchups out there. To think that this card was going to be in America, it was going to be the huge prime card featuring the return of Logan Paul, and KSI stepping up the competition and fighting a proper combat athlete to prepare against Jake Paul. Currently, the fight card isn't bad, but there's been major road bumps that have prevented it from being next level stuff. People were disappointed when Dillon Danis was announced to fight KSI, but I personally thought it was a smart decision. This fight was not necessarily going to prepare KSI for Jake in terms of boxing experience, but I always felt it was more of a marketing decision than anything else. Dillon Danis is tied to MMA, a community that Jake has been tapping into and ultimately attacking for a couple of years now. I thought they were using a win against Dillon to propel KSI into the MMA world and to get more eyeballs on the future KSI Jake Paul fight. In the YouTube boxing space, KSI is the hero, while Jake Paul is the heel, and if KSI knocked out an MMA heel in Dillon Danis, the MMA community would look at KSI as the hero for the Jake matchup. The more I thought about the Danis fight, the more I was on board and saw it as a smart marketing strategy. Introduce a new audience to KSI with the MMA community. Because at the moment, MMA fans and pundits think that a Jake Paul-Nate Diaz fight will outperform a KSI Jake fight, which is simply not the case. They think KSI is just a YouTube rapper, when in reality, he's arguably a bigger pay-per-view draw than Jake, but the latter has the eyeballs of MMA because of their opponents. If KSI knocked out Dillon, he would have the same eyeballs on him. Regardless, the Dillon fight is in the bid now, and we got Temperrr as a replacement. I'm surprised that Joe Fournier wasn't the replacement, considering he was literally confirmed to be, but maybe KSI's team thought he wasn't ready to take that opponent, or there could have been a weight discrepancy, who knows. If the first reason is true, then KSI needs to seriously review the matchmaking going on. Jake Paul, whether you love him or hate him, is taking risks with each fight. If KSI wants to catch up to Jake's level of experience and opposition, he kinda needs to be thrown into the deep end, and Joe Fournier in January would have been perfect. He's a 9-0 professional boxer, and while most of his opponents had rather awful records, he would have been a good step up. I'm not trying to discredit FaZe Temperrr, by the way. Athletically, he's a step up from Dillon Danis. Also, facing a 6'4" southpaw is going to show us things about KSI's boxing game, like how he's improved on closing the distance, and if he'll still rely on those windmill punches for that. I also think that Temperrr is going to be naturally funny at the press conferences and face-offs. He has this dry sense of humor, and you really saw this in the King Kenny face-off building up to the Showstar card. I do find it a tad weird that Slim is on this card, and he beat Temperrr in the past, yet Temperrr is getting the main event spot. To be fair, the circumstances around the main event are all weird, and the dude that Slim is fighting, Tom Zanetti, already got a raw end of the deal on Misfits 2 when his opponent pulled out. So I get them wanting to keep Slim as a co-main for Tom. What do you think about this replacement? Let me know, and I'll catch you later.